from Nashville, Tennessee. It's the Three. And here's your host, Laura Harris-Smith.
Hi everybody, I'm Laura Harris-Smith and welcome to The Three. You are going to love the tips that you get in today's episode. Have you ever felt like that you want to get healthy but you don't know where to start? You want to implement small changes that wind up giving big results, but you don't know which ones to do and you become overwhelmed and you don't know where to start, so you don't. Well, today's episode is for you. I actually wrote a book a few years ago called the Healthy Living Handbook. Now, the Healthy Living Handbook, the original title was something like 20 Habits of Highly Healthy People, something to that effect. And my publisher smartly said, you know what, Laura, nobody's going to want to do 20 things. They're going to get overwhelmed. So let's come up with a different name. So the name Healthy Living Handbook was decided upon, and then I decided, wait a minute, this is a great idea. I will now be able to create 10 healthy living habits for the spirit, 10 healthy living habits for the mind, and 10 healthy living habits for the body. And guess what? Now you have 30 things. Now you have 30 healthy living habits. If you only implement 10% of those, if you only take 3, okay, and you work on them this year, you're going to be healthier by the end of this year. So I'm going to urge you to do that by all means. And I'm going to be reading today a lot from the book. Again, it's the Healthy Living Handbook. And just listen to some of the other things that you get from this book. Included inside is how to treat the top 50 common ailments with essential oils. Also, free Laura Harris-Smith ebooks. I have links that the link you can go to get those. Also, the 7 warning signs of a dangerous relationship quiz. There's quizzes inside. Remember, this is not just for your body. It's for your mind, it's for your spirit. The 10 healing commandments and healing prayers, okay? Laura's 5 to Thrive Pillars of Health list. And then also, there is actually a list inside of all the common, I'll say it this way, the essential oils that you need in your house to help fight off common illnesses. There's certain things you don't need a medicine cabinet full of drugs for. For example, this morning, my husband had a dental procedure that was done, and redone actually, and the doctor suggested, maybe in light of this surgery, maybe what you need to do is you need to have some, take these antibiotics. Well, antibiotics, thank God for them, they've saved a lot of lives. Okay, let's just say that on the front end. However, they also damage, think about it, antibiotic. It's why we have to take probiotics or prebiotics, because antibiotics, it disrupts all the good flora in your gut that you work so hard to build up. Why do we work so hard to build that up? Because 70%, up to 70% of your immune system is in your gut. So you wipe out all of that good flora, you have an unhealthy gut, it can take up to 6 months to rebuild all those colonies and get everything flowing and working again well with perfect chemistry. And so, if you do that, let's say in some summer, you have to go through a round of antibiotics. That puts you in cold and flu season with a very small immune system. It's just dangerous. So when we hear antibiotics, we always think, what else can we do? And a lot of times that includes essential oils. Now, for example, as I said this morning, he goes and gets this and they say, you should be on antibiotics. And he said, do you see infection in there? And they said, well, no, but it's just in case. He said, okay. So are you okay with me using something that I apply directly to the tooth instead of taking a pill that goes into my digestive tract, destroys all the flora, and then you hope that some of what's left over gets into the bloodstream and actually gets back up to the tooth? Come on. Why not put something on the tooth? That would be like saying, okay, my tooth hurts, I'm gonna put something on my toe. If you can ever put something topical on the direct place of pain, do it, as long as it's not in an orifice that's gonna hurt or something like that. So what we did was we created a pack out of just a cotton ball and certain essential oils that have been used for millennia on the teeth, naming clove oil, okay? That's actually something that dentists are now coming back to. So I'm just telling you, like, there's always things you can do if you have these essential oils in your house. You're going to be able to stay one step ahead of infections that actually treat the problem area and don't disrupt other areas of your body. That is the power of essential oils. And I talk about which oils you need in this book for those common ailments that are going to pop up. I've done all the homework for you, and all you have to do is look inside. So these are some of the things that we're going to be doing on today's episode. And I want to lead with this. You've heard of Hippocrates, right? So 5th and 6th century genius, medical genius, the father of modern medicine in many aspects. He's the one that came up with what's called the Hippocratic Oath. And as doctors, at their graduations, at their conferments, they must say that oath that they will do no harm. No doctor wants to do any harm. But so many doctors are put in the really awful legal position these days. People have sued them, made their lives miserable, their practices suffer. And just acknowledging that we call medical practices because doctors are practicing medicine. Who are they practicing on? They're practicing on us. I mean, what else are they going to do? It's just an experiment. You come in and they have proven methods, things that have worked, but then they're going to see if it works on you. And they hope that they do no harm. And I don't know of any doctors who would want to do harm. You might disagree with that, but I don't know of any who want to do harm. But sometimes the medications that are prescribed will. And so in an effort for us to do less harm, the words of Hippocrates, we have to find these alternative ways, the healthier ways of treating illness. And that, my friend, is the business that I'm in as a naturopathic doctor. I am a naturopathic doctor who likes to suggest natural remedies. I am in the healthcare business, not the disease care or the symptom maintenance business. I am in the health care industry. So I love doctors, medical doctors, and medications have saved my life. This episode is not going to be anti any of that, but it is going to tell you prevention tips so that you never have to even go down those roads. All right? Does it sound like a great show today? I can't wait for you to hear what's coming up in segment 2. We've got all kinds of things we're diving into about your health and the tiny, small changes you can make that create big results in your health. Be right back after the break. Guess what time it is? It's time to make America healthy again. I'm Dr. Laura Harris-Smith, and I want to ask you, don't you want to live longer? Don't you want to feel stronger? Why do we think that good health is so hard or complicated? It's because people don't know where to start, and so they often don't start at all. They just get sicker and sicker year by year, all for lack of knowledge. But that's where I come in. What if there was a toll-free hotline or an email address where you could ask a doctor your health questions for free? And what if you could have telehealth consultations without ever leaving your home? Well, there is, and you can. In this new season of The3, every episode of The3 will be dedicated to getting you healthy and to discussing solutions to your most troubling health issues. We'll answer your email and social media questions on air, and you'll even discover how to access my telehealth online Zoom consultations, where your first discovery call is free. I'll know by the end of that Zoom call if we can help you. And if so, you'll be on your way to better health, all without leaving your home. After all, that's where your better health starts, in your kitchen, with the foods that you eat, and in your bedroom where you find better sleep, and in your living room where you connect with those most important to your overall peace of mind. So, find your better health in the comfort of your own home. with our Dr. Laura hotline, where we answer questions on air during the three, where you can schedule your telehealth consultations with me, and where even your recommended supplements come right to your front door from my online store. There you go. I'm even launching my own shopping channel so you can check out those products, see them demonstrated, and purchase them risk-free. I'm committed to helping you get healthier body, mind, and spirit. But you gotta watch the three, you gotta phone in or email us with your health questions, and you gotta get serious about taking back your health. I can't do that for you. I'm Dr. Laura Harris-Smith, making America healthy again, and I want to start with you. Go to lauraharrissmith.com today. Thanks. Hey, what do you think of when I ask about your health? Probably just your diet, weight, or a sickness. But health involves so much more than just the body. You also have a spirit and a mind that need nourishing, and the Healthy Living Handbook is going to do just that. It contains a top 10 list of healthy living habits for your spirit, where we'll discuss your prayer life, the Holy Spirit, things you may be substituting for God and not even know it. Then Section 2 contains a top 10 list for your mind. I'm going to help you get organized, deal with stress, help you laugh more, and never be discouraged again. There's even a relationship quiz there that helps you make sure the people in your life are the right ones. Then in Section 3, there's a top 10 list for your body. We'll study the 3 biggies: meat, wheat, and sweet, and other things like weight loss, water consumption, and there's even my essential oils list that tells you which oils help the top 50 common household ailments. Go to lauraharrissmith.com and get your copy of the Healthy Living Handbook today. Welcome back from the break, everyone. I'm Dr. Laura. I'm really glad that you're with us today. I want to get real with you. I want to talk about you and putting you on your to-do list. You have so many things that you're responsible for, so many people that you're responsible for, likely. And they want you to be around more than the things you do for them. They just want you. They need you to be there for them, to be there for, you have giftings that God has put within you. So maybe there are whole groups and organizations that are under your care and under your watch. And I'm trying to give you reason after reason here to prioritize your health. All right. I went through, I'm going to share 2 stories with you. I went through something many years ago. It was probably 15 or so years ago, where several of my minister friends died like within a year period. And if I had been a doctor then, if I had even been a nutritionist then, I feel like if I'd known then what I know now, I would have been able to help them. Every single one of them passed of either a stomach ailment or some kind of cancer of the colon, something like that. And it really woke me up. Now, I was a farmer's daughter. I'd always eaten my vegetables, okay? But and avoided bad oils and all of that, right? That's a given. You better be doing that. But this was different. This made me realize that unless we are able to truly prioritize what goes in our mouth and get strategic with it, then are we really even honoring the effort that God put into that 3rd day of creation when He gave us all of the plants, all of the minerals. Our foods are color-coded. You've heard me say this before. So it really motivated me when these women passed. Interestingly enough, the last time I saw one of them was on the cookie aisle at the grocery store. Now, granted, that means I was there too. But it's not an aisle I go down anymore. I just don't shop there. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. The other story that I'm going to tell you is that about 12 years ago, a very good friend of mine, she passed, and it was a different set of circumstances, but she had stage 4 cancer in 7 organs of her body. She was my pastor's wife, but also my pastor, and her name was Sheila, and I loved her with all of my heart. She was my first and biggest cheerleader in things of the spirit and anything that I put my hand. She was just such a big supporter. Well, she passed, and again, if I'd known then what I know now, it would have been much more I feel like I would have been able to help her. And I'm saddened sometimes when I think about how I could have done more. Well, as it turned out, her death, and then followed, well, right around that time, there were these other people who had died, as I was describing. And it really set me on a path of what can I do to prevent this from happening altogether. And I literally, right after I started that journey, got sicker than I've ever been in my whole life. You talk about the enemy resisting you. I didn't know I was going to become a nutritionist. I didn't know I was going to get 4 medical degrees and all of that. But really what happened was all of these deaths really took a toll on me emotionally. And I was working very hard and sleep depriving myself. I'd get maybe 4 hours sleep a night. I can sleep 8 hours of sleep. I just thought sleep was a colossal waste of time. I'm like, I'll sleep in heaven. So I got very, very sick. My adrenal system wore out. I ran out of adrenaline and cortisol in my body. They call it adrenal burnout. Now, I didn't know it existed. I didn't know that stage 4 was when all your organs shut down and you die. I didn't know any of that. None of that. So I went into the doctor for one test. They accidentally, providentially sent my sample away for the wrong test. And it came back, and instead of testing these other hormones, it tested my adrenal and cortisol hormones. And they were out, and they said, you're in stage 3 adrenal burnout. I was like, what's adrenal? I had no idea. And I had no idea how near death I was. They told me if you survive, it will take 18 to 24 months to turn this around. I had to go on total bed rest for 3 months. I'm skipping over a bunch of stuff here, but 3 months I was in bed. And while in bed, every meal was like a final exam. Every meal I had to figure out, okay, wow, God has color-coded our vegetables. You know, I've got to let food be medicine. And so back to Hippocrates, he is the one who said that. Let food be thy medicine. These doctors, nobody, even though all my organs were shutting down, my blood work was going wonky, they couldn't throw a bunch of pills at me because my liver was also in bad shape. I don't drink. I don't have fatty acid, fatty liver disease. I don't have any of that stuff. But I couldn't just throw it. So I had to let food be my medicine. Friend, when you have to let food be your medicine, you'll get serious about it. You'll get serious about eating the rainbow, and I don't mean Skittles and M&Ms. So I did that, and out of that experience, which I obviously lived through, I got healthier than I ever was. I cut out wheat and sugar, and I was told to do that because they're so hard on the body to process. And my nutritionist at the time said, Laura, you need to give your body nothing else to do but heal. Nothing else to do but heal. Cut out the gluten that we're dealing with now it's not your grandma's wheat. It's not even the wheat Jesus talked about. It's so genetically modified. They put 10 times more gluten in the head of just a head of wheat, than they used to. And your body thinks you're eating a rubber tire, which is why it settles around your waist, probably. So I cut all of that out, and once I got well, I thought, why on earth would I go back? I feel so good. I feel 20. So I have been off of wheat and sugar for 10 years. Now, those are in just about everything. You have to be so careful. Wheat is even in lip gloss, and I wear a lot of lip gloss. So I've had to get really creative and really smart. I don't like to cook, but that's when, because I was already in the middle of a book contract, okay? I was in the middle of writing this book, Seeing the Voice of God. And they offered me Baker Publishing offered me another book contract. And out of that experience came this, the 30-Day Faith Detox. And when I wrote the 30-Day Faith Detox, it was basically a summation of all of that time in bed and the foods that I used, okay? It doesn't talk about necessarily my time in bed, but it talks about the foods that I used to heal my body, the foods that God gave us to heal my body. And those 30 days, that book is now in its, what did we find out? 16th, 17th printing, something, 18th, I don't know. Resonated with hundreds of thousands of people all over the world. I have helped so many people get rid of toxins in their body. I'm so proud of that. And to live long and strong. But then this little book became what was known as Day 31. That's what the Healthy Living Handbook is. And in this book, while that one is like an SOS rescue boot camp, this book is the book that you need, that's gonna give you the healthy living habits, those little changes you need to make that become habitual in your life, and all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're doing all of them and you don't have to look at a list. They are just who you are. And now here I am, about to turn 60 years old, and I feel better than I ever have. I just ran a race. I just had my medal around my neck earlier today, and I just thought, how did this happen to me? It happened because the Lord allowed me to get to a place where I had to start taking my health seriously. So when we come back from the break, I've got more for you from this great book, and then a way that you can get in touch with me to let me help you with your life choices and your life health choices. Those little tweaks you need to make, and I will be with you right along the way to do it. Come right back after the break. So you're on our website trying to select your favorite products, or maybe put a gift package together for a friend. Well, we've done the work for you. Our Pause package encourages rest and contains 1 Quiet Brain healing lotion, therapeutic bubble bath, and a Quiet Brain 50-hour burn candle. Our Uplift package gives you a real mood boost with a Happy Brain candle, healing lotion, and bubble bath. The Self-Care package contains the Quiet Brain healing lotion, bubble bath, and healing shampoo and conditioner. Our Awaken package is made with our Sharp Brain blend and includes 1 nasal inhaler, 1 dropper bottle of oil, 1 bottle of healing lotion, and a Sharp Brain candle. The Sweet Dreams package is popular because it contains 1 dropper bottle of Quiet Brain oil, 1 satin sleep eye mask, and a copy of my best-selling book, Seeing the Voice of God, What God is Telling You Through Dreams and Visions. And don't forget our Quiet Brain gift box, our best value, with a sampling of almost all Quiet Brain products. 1 Whisper Quiet Nightlight Diffuser, 1 dropper bottle of oil, a nasal inhaler, candle, shampoo and conditioner set, and even a satin sleep eye mask. But my personal favorite is our trio oil sets that allow you to sample all 3 of our patented Neuromatic oil blends while only paying for 2. They're available in dropper bottles, rollerball bottles, and our eyedropper pump bottle. Scan the QR code on your screen, go to neuromaticsoil.com, or call 1-855-784-3827. That's 1-855-QUIET-BRAIN.
1-855-784-3827. That's 1-855-QUIET-BRAIN.
I have a little trip down memory lane for you. Tell me what this is from. 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Maybe you remember it like this. 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Anybody know what that is?
Say that again. 2 all beef patties.
It's the Big Mac commercial. I'm showing my age here. But that is what everybody fell in love with, along with the combo meal decades ago. And, you know, now look at us. Everything is a combo meal. Everything is a combination of starches and proteins, and which are not really good together. We'll talk about that in another show. But food combining is so important because as foods digest at different rates, carbs and meats do, there are many doctors who say that the American sandwich is killing people because what happens is one of the foods processes really quickly and the other one sits in your gut and doesn't, and so then that comes literally launches you into all sorts of dangerous territories like stomach cancers, colon issues, and whatnot. So there is a chapter in the Healthy Living Handbook called Don't Eat and Run. And I want you to get this book. The Healthy Living Handbook was written to help you live healthily. And you can get it at lauraharrissmith.com. But there is a whole chapter in here devoted to fast food. And if you have not looked and gone to the area of my website where you can see my Dr. Laura's meat scorecard, you can see which fast food restaurants there get what grade, A through F, for their meats. Please go to my website, lauraharrissmith.com, and download that for free. But there seems to be like these laws of nature that God just respects. He put them into place and He respects them without fail. Like too much sun burns, too much water floods. And I'm going to add to that, too much processed food kills. All right? I think processed foods are the new smoking. Some people say sitting is the new smoking. I do sit a lot. I've started to get up and get active more because of that. But I'm telling you, fast food is something we're all tempted with, and you have to be smart and know where to go and where not to go. So download that scorecard and pick up a copy of the Healthy Living Handbook. I also want to stress, there's a chapter in here on sleep. It's called Get Your Beauty Sleep. And it does tell the story of how I had to become convinced by doctors and God that sleep is not a colossal waste of time. We all need it. We need our beauty sleep. We need our rest. I learned the hard way, friend, that if you don't go to sleep, your organs will go to sleep for you. And I'm thankful I was able to recover using food as medicine. They didn't put me on a bunch of medicine to help me get well because my liver couldn't handle that. I literally had to get healthy one meal at a time. Now, if you are someone who is having a difficult time knowing where to start, what to eat, letting your food be medicine, knowing how much to sleep, that's what I do. Is I love helping people get that plan tailor-made for them. So I created a service called The Life Doc. I'm The Life Doc. And you can go to thelifedoc.org and check it all out. I am available for telehealth consultations. They're all online. And because of that, you don't need insurance. They're paid up front, so there's no bills afterwards. And I felt like the Lord was really clear with me. You're not to charge as much as other people. You're to make this easily accessible to people. And because we are a nonprofit, all right, our nonprofit that produces this television show is who benefits from those services. I actually do not. So I charge a little less. It's actually, because it's a nonprofit, it is tax deductible. And because of that, you are able to set the price actually for what you pay. I have a suggested donation amount, but everything you give towards those consultations is a donation. You get a sheet at the end of the year. You can write these off, and you're taking care of yourself the natural way. So I am so jazzed about how excited people, this is resonating with people. They are getting healthy, taking the Life Doc, incorporating it into their health plan, and they're doing it. They're doing the stuff. I've got people who are coming off of all kinds of medications under their doctors. I'm on their team and with their doctor. They do it under a medical doctor's supervision, but I have helped people get off of everything from insulin to depression medications. I always want to make sure we do it the safe way, but I don't know of a good medical doctor who's not going to be excited that you're getting healthier and not needing those medications anymore. So go to thelifedoc.org. Schedule your free 10-minute discovery call. It's a Zoom call, and I'll know by the end of it if I can help you or not. If I can, you can book there by donation only, your amount, your visit with me, and we'll get started getting you healthy. All right, so much more to cover in this book. So we're going to do a part 2 for you. We're going to come back next week and cover more from the Healthy Living Handbook. Go to lauraharrissmith.com, pick up all of these resources, so many free resources on that website. I hope you'll go and take advantage of them. I'm Dr. Laura Harris Smith, and I will see you next time on The Three. Bye.